Yes. Well, thank you very much. And it was my pleasure to come tonight on researching and presenting, particularly in these days of AI, where it's all very easy to look at Mr. Goggle or Mr. Mentor or whatever program you have to look up the answer. So if someone's coming to you and saying to you, I need this information, I need you to do this presentation for me, oh, we can just go and Google or read up the internet and the information is provided. No, no, my friends. We are not going down this path. I'm going to show you, explain to you why doing your own research and presenting is so important. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things tonight about researching and presenting. One, why it's so important. Two, how we go about it. And three, how we might present it tonight. So I'd like to first talk about why it's so important. Because as we know in Toastmasters, we have certain skills we need to develop in Toastmasters. One is to prepare a speech to entertain. One is to prepare a speech to inspire. And the third type is to inform. And the whole point of researching and presenting is about to inform others and to educate others. And the point of educating others is to not only to advise them of what they need to do, say, for example, in their role within Toastmasters, but also from a technical point of view as well. So we might need to teach something about something important that they need to do in their workplace, some kind of technical activity, or even a people skill activity like leadership. And for that, we need to impart our knowledge, gather knowledge, and share our knowledge to everybody else, but also get people to reflect on their learning and then also inspire them as well. So that's the kind of the importance of researching and presenting. It's not just simply going to a textbook and reading the book and doing nothing more in it. It's about the researching, it's about the presenting, it's about the structuring the presentation, delivering the presentation, and then looking at people and how they've learned and what they've done. So that to me is the importance of researching and presenting your speech. The second thing I want to talk about is how to source your information. Now, I am not going to talk about AI tonight because I do not think that's the right way to research your information. I can tell you why. This lovely system that's come in on its own accord, well, not really its own accord, it's come in from technical people. It actually gathers information from us all. And not necessarily that information that is gathered from us all is reliable. It kind of has data coming in from everywhere, but the way it delivers the information, it's based on information, which may not be correct. So the important thing I would like to stress when you are doing your researching and presenting is to use reliable sources. So what does that mean by reliable sources? Well, if you're doing a presentation about looking at some kind of law or information, the best resource would be legislation, such as New South Wales government, or some kind of technical information from the New South Wales sources that's reliable, or even from a library that actually quotes sources from different people. Now, I also would encourage you when you are doing researching and presenting on a topic that you just don't use one source. You may use different sources, different people. So you can build up a bit of an argument there from what one person says, the other person says, and then combine them together. So you can form impartial judgment rather than going down one line to the other and having a very biased opinion on things. Another way we can do your research is by talking to other people, talking to your learned people, to your elders, and getting information from them, gathering information, and then pulling it all together in a very structured way. Now, how do you present this information? Well, the first thing is you must have a plan, you must have a structure. That's the first thing you need to do. Otherwise, your presentation looks like it's an absolute unstructured mess. So what I would suggest you do is there's actually a really good template on the Toastmasters site. It's all about preparing your speech. And you use that. So what you do is you get your template, you decide on your 3 key points, of what you're going to be presenting. So say, for example, it's about delivering a speech. You look at your three key points on your opening, your body and your closing, and then you build your whole speech around that. You start with a very sharp introduction and then wrap up the conclusion. And that's what you talk about, how you structure your speech for researching and presenting. Now, the third step is how to present the speech, how to engage your audience. So they're not bored, they're not asleep, they're not drifting off in some shape or form, or thinking about what's on television, or what the latest Netflix series is, or even what we're going to play for sport on the weekend. So when you're doing your presentation, you start with a startling statement, or you may just be silent and look around and say, guess what? We're going to do something on research on presenting up tonight that doesn't involve AI. So that's going to be how you might do your opening statement. Then you might present the information in a very structured way, in the way I've discussed tonight. And then in your conclusion, you would then talk about how you've done your research, how you've done your argument from your various sources, such as your political inquiries, your document, your library sources, and your own personal sources by talking to people and from different things as well. And then you do your whole conclusion in terms of what you've learned, what you found as your latest arguments, and what people can potentially learn from your presentation. So, in conclusion, this is how I consider you need to do your researching presenting. First, choose your topic. Secondly, build your research around different sources, such as the law, books, and people, and look at the way you might present in a captivating style that's going to engage your audience, make them interested, and perhaps do their own research without the use of AI. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.